The Japanese car community is always vibrant and full of passion, but even the most hardcore JDM fans might have missed some rare Japan-only editions. Everyone knows the Supra Mk IV or the Skyline R34, but have you ever heard of their ultra-exclusive variants? Here are the top 7 rarest versions you've probably never heard of. Number 7. Starting with Japan's most beloved small sports car, the Mazda MX-5 has been wildly successful since its debut in 1989. However, what you might not know is that Mazda actually developed a true coupe version of the MX-5 back in 1996. It all began with the Mazda Miata M Coupe concept and the M2 1008, both based on the NA platform, but featuring different body styles. Neither of them made it to production. These cars were only sold in Japan, making the MX-5 Coupe a truly authentic JDM vehicle. It featured the same engine lineup as the Roadster, and there were 4 versions: the base model, Type S, Type A, and Type E, each with unique body kits and a 4-speed automatic transmission. The base model was the only one equipped with the 1.6-liter engine and a 5-speed manual gearbox. The Type S and Type A used a 1.8-liter engine paired with a 6-speed manual. Approximately 53 units of the standard 1.6-liter version were made, while around 63 units were the Type S. Fewer than 10 Type E units were produced, and about 53 Type A cars were built. According to various sources, the reason this coupe never gained much attention was due to a fire at one of Mazda's paint shops at the Ujina plant. The coupe was only about 22 pounds heavier than the Roadster, as Mazda essentially just welded a roof onto the existing Roadster and called it a day. The versions equipped with the 1.8-liter engine and 6-speed manual could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 7.9 seconds and reach a top speed of 127 miles per hour. Number 6. In 2007, Nissan won the Super Taikyu Endurance Series in Japan with the Nismo 380 RS, which was based on the Z33 platform. Following that victory, Nismo thought it would be a good idea to take that race engine, fit it into 300 road cars, and sell them to the public. The Nismo 380 RS used a 3.8-liter version of the VQ35HR engine that powered the later versions of the 350Z. Most of the engine internals were taken directly from the race car, and the custom-designed aero package helped increase downforce. The upgraded Brembo brakes hid behind new forged race wheels. The 380 RS also came with Yamaha performance dampers for the chassis. Inside, the car featured a new steering wheel, gear shifter, and Alcantara-wrapped Nismo seats. This setup allowed the car to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.6 seconds and reach a top speed of 175 miles per hour. Number 5. These are 2 different versions with almost identical names. The R33 may be considered the ugly duckling of the Skyline family, but the Rarest Skyline GTR actually belongs to the R33 generation. The first is a car built exclusively in 1995, so the R33 could compete in the GT1 endurance racing class. It featured a unique wide body kit and forged race wheels. The interior was nearly identical to the standard R33 GTR, except for a Nismo Alcantara steering wheel and Alcantara racing seats with a checkered center pattern. While the legendary RB26 DETT engine made 400 horsepower in the race version, the one-off R33 GTR LM was detuned to 300 horsepower. This unique R33 GTR LM is currently stored at Nissan's Zama warehouse. Ironically, the R33 GTR LM Limited is not as limited as the one-off LM version. Only 188 units of the LM Limited were produced in 1996. Of those, 86 were built based on the standard R33 GTR, and 102 were based on the V-Spec version. Unique features included a carbon rear wing, N1 air ducts, commemorative decals, and hood lip trim. All LM Limited cars were painted in champion blue. The engine remained stock, producing about 320 horsepower. Number 4. Like the R33 GTR LM, the Supra TRD 3000 GT was a homologated vehicle. A total of 35 Supras were produced for participation in the 1994 All-Japan Grand Touring Car Championship. Based on the fourth-generation Supra, each of these 35 cars had its own unique VIN and was officially classified as a TRD 3000 GT. The car featured a unique body kit reminiscent of the Supra GT 500 race car. The TRD 3000 GT included typical breathing mods for the 2JZ GTE engine and an upgraded suspension system, but the main focus was replacing the heavy stock body panels with more aerodynamic fiber-reinforced plastic components. These panels also featured additional venting. Most recognizable are the geometric vents on the hood, similar to those seen on the orange Supra in The Fast and the Furious. These vents weren't just for looks. They helped relieve negative air pressure and improved engine cooling. However, special under-hood covers made them obsolete over time, though they still protected against water and debris. Eventually, the TRD 3000 GT body kit became available to individual customers, along with regular versions of the Supra. Number 3. Back in 2003, Nissan searched the market for the best 20 used R34 GTRs they could find. They bought them and overhauled them completely. The standard N1 engine was converted into a new version of the RB26 DETT, with displacement increased to 2.8 liters. This upgraded engine was dubbed the RB28 DETT. The turbos were now larger IHI units instead of the original Garretts. Only 19 out of the planned 20 Nismo Z-Tune cars were ever built. The Nismo S-Tune, in contrast, remained mostly stock, but with slightly reduced power. Exactly 450 horsepower. It was a more purist version, and essentially a more street-friendly version of the Z-Tune. In 2019, Nismo's Amori factory introduced new performance kits that essentially replicated the Z-Tune and S-Tune versions. The 500 horsepower version was called R2, and the 450 horsepower version was called S2. Like their Nismo predecessors, the R2 was more track-focused, while the S2 was tuned for everyday road use. Number 2. At first glance, this car looks like a standard the 370Z with more aggressive side skirts and a front splitter. But there's much more beneath the surface. The car features several upgrades, including a new intercooler, AMS intake, KW coilover suspension, Nismo brake lines, slotted two-piece rotors, and an upgraded intercooler system. The key highlight is the Charge air cooler. The 370Z Club Sport 23 is powered by the VR30 DDTT engine from the Infiniti Q50 and Q60 Red Sport. This twin-turbo V6 produces 400 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. The car can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 4.2 seconds. Best of all, it comes with a 6-speed manual transmission, just as a proper driver's car should. The car also features additional leather trim in the interior, while the exterior is finished in a bright orange color paired with black Rays alloy wheels. Unfortunately, the 370Z Club Sport 23 is a one-off prototype, although many of its parts are available for order through dealerships. Number 1. Before the R34 Z-Tune, there was this. In 1997, the final year of the R33 generation, Nissan decided to commemorate it with the Nismo 400R. The entire development process was handled by Nismo, but the engine was built by a company called Rimax. Like the later Z-Tune, the RB26 DETT engine was enlarged to 2.8 liters. This special version was named the RBX GT2 and boasted 400 horsepower at 6,800 RPM and 347 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM. Weighing 3,417 pounds, this Skyline could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.0 seconds and reach a top speed of 186 miles per hour. Other upgrades included a reinforced chassis and an enhanced Atessa ETS Pro all-wheel drive system. The original plan was to produce 100 units, but in the end, only 44 were ever built.